do that, because often John will bring one into the studio and he will toss it along the floor. I think it was the time before last I was in the studio, there were 6 or 7 of them simply tossed along the floor, and they were these beautiful, I can't quite say reclining nudes, but they had something of the sensuousness of a Matisse painting, shall we say. When, I know that the curators from Quebec who ultimately came down to select do the final selection for the show were absolutely aghast until John said, "Why don't you try it?" And so Michel Martin and Yves Lacasse got to throw the canvases around and had the best time of their lives until they, of course, started becoming museum people again. But don't do that here. This is the one thing you can do at home, but you can't do here. Don't touch. It's not allowed. I'm sorry, David. I can't help this.
Yeah.
But, and I also pour, if you see the video, he pours water on them too, so that's why I'm allowed to have a water bottle in here. Of course, they're hung and they drape in a certain way. They're thrown and they fall in a certain way, and somehow it seems unethical to try to rearrange to make them aesthetically better. And John talks of the sculptures or the hangings, the abstractions, having a certain kind of stance that they, in a way, must find naturally. That is a kind of physical and psychological attitude that they assume by the way they drape and the way they fall. And in a way are physical, are physiological, or however our mirror neurons respond is in a certain way a re-establishment of the practice. Our viewing becomes as much a performative act as the act of finding the stance for the sculptures. Again, some words John talks about in terms of viewing and helpful to viewing. He talks from permanence to impermanence in these works, from seizure to flux, and of course back again, from growth to decay and back again, forming and destroying and back again. And I think the truth of these works lie in this kind of open-endedness, which we, of course, let unfold in our experience in full freedom and exhilaration. Now, who do you think in art history is the one artist that John may admire more than anything else? Someone whose work he would proffer as a model for his own. Any good guesses? A famous Bolognese painter. How about Giorgio Morandi? As he says, Morandi is one of my heroes. Morandi, one of my heroes, was a master of the entry into another reality, a transcendent reality, from his curious and very specific observation of small things.